outstanding continuing performance by a supporting actor and actress in a comedy series. Ed Asner, and come and get it, Betty White.
And this lady, I'm going to take home and introduce her to a 23-year-old cousin. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Carol Burnett, for the dress. We want to thank the network for taking a chance on four old ladies. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't belong here. Sybil Shepherd was to give this award, but she's in her 9th month of carrying twins, and it was either a case of all of us boiling water or asking me to fill her shoes. So thank goodness I wasn't asked to fill her dress.
And for your brilliant contribution to the art of ensemble acting, we warmly welcome you to the Television Academy Hall of Fame.
The Academy of Television Arts and Sciences honors Betty White on her 60th year in our business.
Thanks to this beautiful lady, I know what it's like to be part of a truly great comedy show.
I may be speaking for myself, but how about our sexual chemistry in that opening number?
How about our sexual chemistry back in that quick change room?
Betty White. The golden smile that lived forever. Betty White was more than an actress. She was more than a comedian. She was joy, resilience, and laughter wrapped in kindness, spanning nearly a century of entertainment. For generations, Betty White wasn't just someone you watched on television. She felt like family. This is the story of a woman who turned laughter into a lifelong mission and became one of the most beloved entertainers the world has ever known. Early life. A smile born in simplicity. Betty Marion White was born on January 17, 1922, in Oak Park, Illinois, during a time when the world was still healing from war and uncertainty. Soon after her birth, her family moved to Los Angeles, California, a place that would later become the heart of her legendary career. As a child, Betty dreamed of becoming a writer, not an actress. She loved words, storytelling, and creativity. She attended Beverly Hills High School, where her teachers noticed her quick wit and sharp humor, qualities that would later define her career. After graduating, she planned to attend college, but World War II changed everything. Betty volunteered with the American Women's Voluntary Services, driving supply trucks and assisting the war effort. Even before fame, Betty White lived with purpose. Breaking barriers in early television, Betty White entered the entertainment industry in the late 1930s, a time when television itself was still an experiment. She began her career in radio, performing live commercials and short skits. In 1949, she co-hosted the show Hollywood on television. This marked a historic moment. Betty White became one of the first women to produce a television show. At a time when women were expected to stay silent, Betty White spoke up. She produced, she wrote, she performed. And when sponsors demanded that she remove a black dancer from her show, Betty refused. Her response was simple: live with it. That quiet courage became a lifelong trait. Lucille Ball. Comedy and career reinvention. In the 1950s, Betty White starred in the sitcom Life with Elizabeth, which she also produced and co-wrote. The show made her a household name and proved something powerful: that women could be funny, smart, and in control. She later starred alongside Lucille Ball on The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Instead of playing a sweet character, Betty portrayed Sue Nivens, a manipulative, cheerful on the surface cooking show host. It was a genius move. Audiences loved her even more when she played against type. Betty showed the world that comedy didn't need youth. It needed timing, intelligence, and honesty. The Golden Girls television history made. Then came 1985. A show that would change television forever. The Golden Girls. Betty White starred as Rose Nilland, a sweet, innocent woman from St. Olaf whose stories made no sense and yet made perfect sense. Rose was kind. Rose was naive. Rose was unforgettable. The show tackled aging, friendship, grief, feminism, and love, topics rarely addressed on television at the time. And it did so with humor and heart. Betty White won 2 Emmy Awards for her role and became a symbol of graceful aging. proving that life doesn't end at 50 or even 60. For millions, The Golden Girls wasn't just a show. It was comfort. Late life stardom, a career without an expiration date while many stars fade with age. Betty White rose again. In her 80s and 90s. She appeared in hit shows like Boston Legal Hot and Cleveland Community. In 2010, at the age of 88, Betty White became the oldest person ever to host Saturday Night Live after fans launched a massive online campaign demanding it. She won an Emmy for that performance. Her timing was flawless. Her humor fearless. Her energy timeless. A heart for animals and humanity away from the camera. Betty White had another lifelong passion: animals. She supported animal welfare for over 70 years, serving as a trustee for the Los Angeles Zoo and advocating for countless animal charities. She once said, "I just adore animals. I don't know why anyone wouldn't." Her compassion wasn't performative, it was real. Betty White gave quietly, loved deeply, lived kindly. Personal life, love, loss, and strength. Betty White married 3 times, but it was her third husband, Alan Ludden, whom she called the love of her life. Their marriage lasted until his death in 1981. She never remarried. Instead, she honored love by living fully. She never had children, but generations considered her grandmother figure a symbol of warmth, humor, and wisdom. Awards, honors, and cultural immortality throughout her career. Betty White received 8 Emmy Awards lifetime achievement awards, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Guinness World Record for the longest television career by a female entertainer. But her greatest honor wasn't a trophy. It was love, final goodbye, a life well lived on. December 31st, 2021, just weeks before her 100th birthday, Betty White passed away peacefully. The world paused. Tributes poured in from presidents, actors, comedians, and fans from every generation. Because Betty White didn't just make us laugh. She made us feel safe. Legacy. Why Betty White will never be forgotten. Betty White taught us that aging is not a weakness, kindness is powerful, humor heals, and joy has no deadline. She lived nearly a century, but she lived every moment fully. As long as people laugh, as long as stories are told, as long as kindness matters, Betty White will live forever.